Distensible. This is a word I looked up in the dictionary in preparation for this speech. It means capable of swelling or increasing in size, just like a growing fetus. Graduation is a lot like the birthing of a child. A 13-year-long gestation period inside the womb of the public school system will soon come to an end. Now, however, the time-consuming, excruciating, month-long labor period begins. While the first signs of birth are often exciting, with this ceremony and prom to look forward to, by the end, when you're madly studying for those last exams and you hear someone screaming in the distance for forceps, you'll just want it to end. And then...
Hugo, stop! That's enough with the birthing metaphor. Can we move on, please? What about that slideshow that you prepared?
That's a problem.
What's a problem? You have the slideshow, don't you?
Well, you see, I kind of got busy with stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Well, there was a lot of good stuff on TV, like that Jersey Shore rerun marathon was on, and I had to read my monthly subscription of Cosmo. Do you want to know what your love style is? I have the quiz.
No, Hugo, it's okay. Let's just talk about the pictures. Where did the slideshow start?
Well, I started from elementary school.
Oh, I loved elementary school. I remember back in the day, I had one of those nice triangular dolls. Yeah, it's pretty stylish.
Very nice. I remember back, that was kind of around the same time the mushroom cut was in. I never had a mushroom cut. I did, however, own a pair of corduroy pants.
Yes, corduroy pants. I wore those up until probably grade 2, along with those sturdy spandex pants and turtlenecks.
Yes, the fashion trends of the 90s were cruel to most of us. About as cruel as the time that I thought I lost my Beyblade, but actually it was just in my cubby in the cloakroom.
Yes! Beyblades! I remember those. But I was a bigger Pokemon and Digimon fan myself, although I went through the Furby and Beanie Baby stage. Oh man, those were the days.
Ah yes, the days of Britney Spears and NSYNC. Especially Britney Spears. I remember she had just come out with her 4th album, In the Zone. She had just broken up with Justin Timberlake and came out of her 6-month hiatus a stronger and more assured musical artist. She wrote some of her own material too, giving the album a grittier and darker feel, a sound welcomed by her many adoring fans. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. With that much vivid detail, too. Not. Okay. What's next in the slideshow?
After elementary school, logically came middle school.
Which was hell on earth.
Well, it wasn't that bad. With the exception of grade 8. I had a lot of angst that year.
But look, you had a lot of angst? Okay, wait, tell me about it. Did you have an M&M phase like me?
Not exactly. I listened to stuff like AFI and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Green Day, and I was writing emo screenplays about a sensitive boy in love with an uncaring girl who didn't recognize him for the compassionate and gentle soul that he was. It was called The Boy Who Loved. It was sad. I was sad.
That's so... Raven! Oh my gosh, she was huge during middle school. And wait, remember Dave the Barbarian? He made me stronger! Yeah!
You know who made me...
It's okay, it's okay.
You know who made me stronger? Lizzie McGuire. If you believe we've got a picture-perfect plan, we've got you...
Hugo, focus! Okay? I think we've made it clear that middle school was a generally awful time period full of Heeley shoes and those god-awful rolling backpacks.
I had a rolling backpack. I brought it my first day at the Mount Out, but in a school with so many people, it just didn't really work.
Oh, grade 9. I remember my first exposure to Mount Out. My first class I ever had in high school was drama 9-10 with Mr. Williams. I had never heard so many stories about a baby in my life. I also remember hearing stories about Mr. Newell dressing up as Alcazar.
And then there was Miss Kuchar, when I was introduced to the wonders of the 4 movements anytime there was a lull in class. Wait a minute. Wait. So, yes? Sorry. Okay. Yeah,
it's okay. You know, I'm surprised we didn't transfer schools at that point.
Yeah, some strange stuff happened in grade 9. I remember someone dressed as a crayon for Halloween. The teachers parodying High School Musical for that Santa's breakfast. A school musical filled with Elvis, strumpets, and our school president as a drag queen.
Indeed, but grade 9 was also that transfer year. That year where you were submitted to this totally new environment, full of people you didn't know. You had to make friends and lose old ones, and the fear of being shoved into a locker by a grade 12, and the general chaos that is the hallways between classes. But united as a grade, we pulled through to grade 10.
Ah yes, grade 10. That was the first year I joined musical theater. I played an Irish priest and sounded like the leprechaun from the Lucky Charms commercials.
I wish I had seen that. Grade 10 for me was drowning in math and sleeping through socials, and also a pep rally full of spandex and lovely German accents.
That was around Halloween time, wasn't it? There was that guy dressed as a Lego man. He was so happy and he took pictures with everyone. You know, I can still remember his red shirt and his handsome square features. Everywhere he went, the students jumped with joy and felt their spirits soar. I don't know who he was, but I thought that was worth mentioning.
It definitely was. I feel like that was the year the male staff, they dressed up in skirts and danced as women, and it was scarring.
And Obama became president.
Yes. Wait, was that all that happened in grade 10?
I think so.
Well, in grade 11, the teachers shaved their heads for cancer and looked rather scary. I had nightmares. And they also did a Twilight skit for Santa's breakfast.
And Avatar came out in theaters around that time too. That little underdog of a $300 million Franken super movie sure was inspiring.
Yes. Speaking of inspiring, that was also the year the junior and senior football teams both won BC provincial championships. So, we've made it to grade 12, the final stretch.